time to feed the puppies. And we are gonna roast some chicken and vegetables. So I wanna show you how we do that. First of all, I used 400 degrees in the oven for about an hour or a little bit more. Here's some carrots in juice from when I baked up beef heart. And I'm going to add chicken and I'm gonna add vegetables, but not meat, because there's a reason. We wanna add chicken because it doesn't have a lot of fat, but this is lamb that we previously froze. It's okay to give it raw because it was frozen for several days. But if I were to put that lamb into that stew, it would have too much fat. It would separate from the meat. You don't wanna do that, it makes the dog sick. So you're gonna take this lamb, put it aside. So for the puppies, we're gonna feed 3 bricks of lamb. That's 1 pound each, 1 pound. Each brick is a pound, so we're gonna divide that in half for the puppies. Same thing with burgers. We feed these raw, but we do not put them in a stew because too much fat will deposit, it separates from the meat. I can explain that to you later, but chicken breast is good, vegetables are good, and chicken thighs are good. Any part of the chicken is good, especially frozen like that. Then we're gonna add some sardines and we're gonna put in a can of green beans. We're gonna put that all in and roast it together, okay? So here we have the sardines. There's the frozen spinach, and then there's the green beans. We're not gonna do the burgers. We're not gonna do the lamb. We're only gonna do chicken, okay? So chicken doesn't have as much calorie as beef. So chicken thighs, for example, we're gonna take the frozen ones and the chicken breast and we're gonna boil those for about 15 minutes. If you try to cook frozen in a roaster pan, it will take hours. So you just need to boil it for 15 minutes and get the defrost, like thaw it out, get the defrost off the chicken. Then you'll put it in your pan. You'll see how that works. Then I'm gonna take chicken breast and I'm gonna boil another set of chicken and just leave that aside. So for roasting, we're just gonna add the chicken. And this lamb, which has a lot of calories, and the beef that has a lot of calories, we're gonna feed that raw. So for every brick of lamb, you've got 210 per serving, there's 4 servings. So that's a lot of calories, which you need for dogs. Chicken breast doesn't have a lot of calories, which is being boiled. It has a lot of phosphorus though. So beef like this, 1 beef patty, watch this, 290 calories for 1 beef patty. The most protein and the most calories are always gonna come from your muscle meat, okay? So your lamb is 210, as you see there, but that's 4 servings. So that's nearly, you know what I mean? That's nearly 900 calories. We're gonna cut that brick in half. There's 4 servings at 210, right? So that's a big amount of calories. But we're gonna cut that in half for each puppy. We've got 6 puppies, right? So they're gonna get over 400 calories from the lamb, and then we're gonna put in 1 burger, which will add another 290 calories. And you're gonna see how much the bowl is gonna add up to, which is really good. So watch this. I'm gonna find my calculator for you, okay? Let's clear out this history. Okay, so we know we're gonna start our bowl with some raw lamb and we're gonna do half. We know that it's 210 per servings, 4 servings. We know that each half is gonna give us 420 calories. So we're gonna start every bowl at that, right? So we're gonna start at 420 calories. Then we're gonna add 1 burger patty. This is for very young puppies, 7-month-old puppies, 290 calories. So we're gonna go over and we're gonna add 290 calories. So that gets us to 710. These puppies need 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day. Now, we're gonna add 2 pieces of chicken. So it's either gonna be at 120 calories, a piece of thigh, and then a piece of the breast, or 2 thighs or 2 breasts, because it's all 120 calorie. So 120 times 2, okay? And now we've got our bowl up to 950 calories. Now we know a can of sardines We're gonna give 2 pieces of chicken, like I'm showing you, half a lamb and 1 burger patty. Now, sardines right there, about 200 calories. Vegetables, you really don't want to count them, but we'll just go another 100. We've got 1,050 in that one meal. And if you've got to get to 1,500 for a young puppy, you'll do it. Breakfast time can be your 500 with snacks. All right, so we've boiled our chicken just to get that thaw off and that frozen off. And here we are putting it in the roaster pan. See that? It's gonna cook up much faster. And when we're done with this, we're gonna put the breast in there, and we're just gonna have an extra pot of breast that's already thawed and boiled. And we will be able to choose, because I have more than 6 puppies. So I have more dogs to feed, so I'm always making extra food. But if you've got 1 dog, you can feed for several days with this. The greatest part about roasting chicken and vegetables is you put it in the oven and you walk away. And when that water's really hot, it will thaw that frozen chicken for you, so you don't even have to boil it. If you want to just leave it in hot water, you can do that. But we're going to turn it on just to get the boiling, then we turn it off, and we put the lid on it. So now back to our ingredients here. So, oh, by the way, always cook your poultry. We do not feed raw poultry. I don't care if it's frozen or not. And always wash your hands. Please, when you handle raw meat or raw poultry, always never take that for granted for safety reasons. But we don't like to do anything raw that's poultry or pork or turkey. Now, add salt. If you have pink Himalayan salt, that would be better. Add yourself some Morton salt. You don't need to add any more water to this because all of this food is moisture based. Now we're gonna add herbs and seasonings that I love to add. I call it my Italian blend. First is parsley. Dogs love flavor, just like you and me. They love it, and this is so beneficial. Parsley, so good, so good. You can't believe how good this smells when it's cooking, and the dogs all know it. All the poodles know it. Okay, next we're gonna add basil. We do the most parsley, then we do medium amount of basil, and we do the least amount of the oregano. So this is the basil. We're just gonna pour our basil in. And then I'm gonna get out my oregano next, you'll see that. And I do the smallest amount. That's kind of my Italian blend. I use it for a lot of things for the dogs. And for us, I put it in everything: meatloaf, spaghetti sauce, lots of chicken and pasta dishes. There you go, a little bit of an oregano. Oregano, by the way, is a natural dewormer. And there's other natural dewormers too that I'm gonna show you in this video. So this is a really nice way to just do some chicken and vegetables. I'm gonna throw in a can of diced tomatoes. I never feed raw tomatoes. No, never, never, never. I always remove the lectins from vegetables by steaming, boiling, roasting, or baking. So that's really important. Somehow you've got to get the lectins out. They're very hard on the system. So that's gonna be my extra pot of chicken. This whole dish is gonna go in the oven at 400 degrees, probably for an hour and a half. But I'm busy, I can let it go. You can't overcook it. It's really, really fantastic. I add black pepper. I did it earlier because it takes 2 hands. I have to grind it. And doesn't that look beautiful? You can't imagine. This is like chicken cacciatore. Except I'm not gonna add mozzarella. You could, but I don't tend to give the dogs mozzarella. It's too stringy. So I like to give them Romano, I give them cheddar, we give provolone slices. So, but it's almost ready to go. So I'm had my coffee this morning. I've got a little extra milk. It's actually cream, half and half. I'm gonna pour it in. My dogs drink goat's milk and they drink regular milk, and we don't remove any fat. So if the milk has fat, it's been steamed, throw it in. Now I'll keep the coffee for me. But there you go. So next time all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tent this with some tin foil. I'm gonna leave that pot of chicken for when that's done so I have extra chicken to add to it. I'm going to add my beef and I'm going to add my lamb. We already saw we made up to about 1,050 calories. Calories matter. And then you want your bowl to be well balanced. There we go. I put the tinfoil on it. The chicken and vegetables are ready to go in the oven. 400 degrees for a little bit more than an hour. If you add more chicken, like if you add a whole nother batch of chicken that you saw, I had 2 bags. If you're going to add 2 bags, you're going to need it longer, 2 hours. So there you go. It's out of the oven and it smells fantastic. And the dogs are just going to love this. So we're going to dish it out. We're not going to give them all that juice. We're going to give them the food. We're going to leave a lot of that juice behind. And that's going to be for another meal. So we're going to be putting our bowls together. Are you ready? She's just loving the smell. All right, we're going to set up our bowls. We've got our extra chicken sitting right there. Here we go. 1/2 pound of lamb each bowl. 420 calories. Okay? Now, next we're going to add a couple pieces of chicken, some of that broth, and as much of the fish and veggies that we can pull out for each dish. And we're going to top it off with a burger patty. Watch how they freak out. That looks really good. I mean, come on. For a dog, compared to kibble, and I suggest that you add digestive enzymes. You don't have to add these every single day. Remember that. And you can add a multivitamin pill, and it doesn't have to be every single day because you have a variety of foods there. She's dying. This is Nina, and she wants this. So she got a bowl. So that's about 1,050 calories. Nina should have about 1,500 calories. Her puppies should have 1,500 to 2,000. But the puppies are 7 months old, and we are working them up to that. Once they hit about 2 years, then we can back them down to 1,500 calories once a day. Here we are. Here are the girls, the little girl puppies, and then the boy puppies are back there in the little kennel. So we're going to let the girls eat first. The boys are voracious eaters. We want these girls each to get full calories, 1,050 calories each. So we encourage them to stay in their bowls. But they love it. Here it comes. Yum. So the reason that you add chicken to your muscle meat is because chicken is higher in phosphorus. And you're trying to balance. You need to have that. Even though it's lower calorie, it's beneficial in that way that it's higher in phosphorus. Muscle meat, higher in calories, proteins, and other nutrients, a little bit lower in its phosphorus. I know that because I've had dogs with kidney disease. There's Xander just digging his bowl. He's loving it. He's voracious eater. We have to put him away. Otherwise, he will take from everybody. And then there's his little brother. Here comes Zane. We make sure that Zane gets to eat all of his. And that's it. That shows you that you're going to feed, you can feed lamb with a piece of chicken and beef. But there's lots of other things we feed. So you could just roast a whole chicken as well. And you would give half, would be 600 calories. There's salmon and there's fresh parsley right there, Italian parsley. We feed sardines. You can get them in water or oil. If oil, just rinse it. Dogs do great with coconut oil, apple cider vinegar. There's herbs, there's eggs. We feed salmon. We feed watermelon and salads. We put together in the summer, there's pears and blueberries, watermelon. They love vegetables. These are our own pumpkins. And by the way, pumpkin seeds are a natural dewormer. We make meatloaf for our dogs. It's a secret recipe and they love it. Absolutely love it. Sometimes we'll take our meatloaf and you can put some cheddar cheese in there and some carrots from the juicer and some salad. They love it, love it. See, we feed a lot of salads. Just add a lot of meat to it. I make my own cookies with cranberries and parsley, some other ingredients. Here's salmon with parsley and sweet potato. Rarely. There's all kinds of vegetables that dogs can do, and they can do orzo, And there's other things we juice. That's spinach and kale. We juice to give it to our dogs. They love cauliflower. They love squashes. You can do that. These are my homemade lamb treats that I make with cabbage, and they love those too, and I've packaged them up for friends. Dogs can have apples, cucumbers, and they can drink the juice. Kale. We make this amazing broccoli dish with fresh garlic, olive oil, butter, broccoli pasta, and the dogs love it. It's one of their favorite dishes, and we top it off with Romano cheese that we grate. We get the best Romano from Costco, by the way. Here's a full leg of lamb, and of course we season that. Remember that pumpkin seeds are a natural dog dewormer. And then the other supplements, we give krill oil. And then there's some great supplements and herbs that you can give your dog. Ginger, golden seal, cranberry. Cranberry is great for a UTI. And we always have ocean kelp on hand. Remember, the most calories are going to come from your beef patties. So you get these from Costco. They're a third pound. One of those patties is 440 calories. It really helps. Always add a pinch of salt. So if you have the pink salt, that's great. And then we like to give them bones. For the bigger dogs, like our Rottweiler, he gets these, the knuckle bones. They're really big. But the standard poodles get the beef bones. And then you can find freeze-dried beef liver. We do cook up real liver. Tons of food you can find all over the place that's so affordable. Eggs, beef, cottage cheese. This is what it looks like when I go shopping for the dogs. That's their food. And this is so true. Acquiring a dog may be the only opportunity a human ever has to choose a relative. And that is my first poodle in the background. His name was Precious.